It was a night like any other, but for Shen Yue, it would become unforgettable. The soft hum of her phone in the quiet apartment felt almost ominous. Every message she received in recent weeks had been carefully filtered, the ones from Wang arriving sporadically, usually short and casual. There was no way to predict the weight this one message would carry. She had been busy rehearsing for her upcoming project, focusing on every detail, every gesture, every nuance that would make her performance unforgettable. Her mind was consumed with scripts, camera angles, and character motivation. And in that state, she almost didn't hear the notification buzz. By the time she noticed, the timestamp already suggested it had been sent hours ago. A single message from Wang, concise, almost cryptic. "I wish you had read this sooner. Things might have been different." Her heart skipped. She stared at the screen, her mind racing through 1,000 possibilities. What did he mean? Different how? Was this about the industry rumors? The constant speculation? Or something personal? Something they had buried beneath years of public scrutiny and private longing? Wang's life had always been under the microscope. From his meteoric rise in Meteor Garden to his carefully curated public image, every action, every word, every glance was analyzed, dissected, and shared across social media. And yet, behind the layers of fame, there was Dylan as a person, flawed, human, capable of deep emotion and private regret. Shen Yue had always known this. She had glimpsed it in moments few fans ever saw. The quiet pauses, the way his eyes softened when he thought no one was looking, the subtle gestures that spoke volumes about the bond they shared. But the world demanded perfection, demanded distance. And somewhere along the way, they had both complied, both protecting themselves while trying to preserve what remained of their connection. Now, as she read his message, it was as if years of restraint came rushing to the surface. She remembered the nights they spent talking late into the morning, sharing hopes, dreams, and fears. The gentle teasing, the laughter that echoed off empty hallways, the understanding that didn't need words. All of it seemed to gather in that single line of text. Shen Yue's fingers trembled as she typed a response, then hesitated. Was it too late? Could she still reach him? Or had the timing already slipped away like sand through her fingers? She stared at the blank screen, feeling the weight of every day that had passed without connection, every moment that could not be reclaimed. Dylan, meanwhile, was across the city, pacing in his apartment. His phone in hand, he imagined the exact moment she would read the text. He wondered if she would understand, if she would feel the same surge of emotion he had felt while writing it. He had drafted it over and over, deleting and rewriting, questioning whether revealing his thoughts would help or hurt. But eventually, he had decided, some things are worth the risk, even if the timing isn't perfect. The message had been sent at 3 in the morning. By the time Shen Yue saw it, the world had moved on to other events, other distractions, other headlines. Yet for those two people, in that suspended moment, nothing else existed except the words glowing on her screen. "I wish you had read this sooner. Things might have been different." Every word felt deliberate, heavy with meaning. He hadn't explained, hadn't elaborated, because sometimes words could not capture the depth of feeling. He trusted that she would understand, that she would sense the intention behind the simple sentence. Shen Yue finally pressed send after what felt like hours. Her reply was short, hesitant. I just saw it. I don't know what to say." She sent it and immediately regretted the indecision. Would he understand her hesitation? Would he forgive her for the delay? She tried to imagine the expression on his face, the way he would interpret her words. But Dylan was not someone who could be easily predicted. His heart and mind were complex, layered with years of experience, reflection, and emotion. Minutes passed like hours. Then her phone buzzed. Her reply, "Timing doesn't define us. It's what we do next that matters." The simplicity of his words stunned her. All the overthinking, all the anxiety, suddenly seemed almost unnecessary. He wasn't angry. He wasn't blaming. He was reaching out, bridging a gap that felt insurmountable, reminding her that the connection they had built was still alive. For the first time in weeks, Shen Yue allowed herself to breathe fully. The tension she had carried in her chest, The gnawing worry about whether they could ever truly reconcile eased just slightly. It wasn't resolution. It wasn't certainty. It was hope. The conversation continued into the early hours, fragmented and stilted at first. Dylan confessed moments of regret, times he should have spoken up, moments he had let silence replace honesty. Shen Yue admitted her own fears, her own hesitation, the nights she wondered if he had moved on or if she had lost him forever. Neither of them mentioned the world outside. No paparazzi, no fan speculation, no headlines. Just two people, stripped of pretense, speaking to each other honestly for the first time in a long time. By sunrise, the tone of their messages had shifted. The initial shock had been replaced by understanding, the awkwardness by familiarity, and the lingering fear by cautious optimism. There was laughter, too, quiet, warm laughter that reminded them both of the moments they had shared years ago. It was fragile, this reconnection, but it was real, and sometimes real is enough. Shen Yue couldn't help but reflect on how much time had been lost. The hours spent worrying, the days spent apart, the months of misunderstanding, all condensed into that one late message she had read too late. Yet she also realized that the delay had not destroyed them. It had reminded them how much they cared, how much effort was required to sustain a relationship under the pressures of fame, and how important timing really is. For Dylan, the experience was humbling. He had learned that even the smallest gestures, a message, a word, a question, could carry tremendous weight. He had learned that love is not just about presence, but about communication, honesty, and courage. As the day progressed, both returned to their work, aware that the world would continue to move around them. But the knowledge that they had reached each other again lingered, a quiet flame in their hearts. A reminder that despite delays, mistakes, and missed moments, some bonds remain unbroken. And though Shen Yue had read his message too late in the literal sense, it had arrived exactly when it mattered most. Weeks later, interviews and public appearances revealed a subtle shift in both of them. Dylan's smiles were softer when she was mentioned. Shen Yue's eyes lingered slightly longer in his direction. Fans noticed, speculated, and analyzed, but the truth was simple. They were reconnecting. It wasn't about drama or publicity. It wasn't about proving anything to anyone. It was about two people finally speaking honestly, finally reaching out, finally allowing themselves to feel what had been left unspoken for far too long. And in the quietest moments, when no one else was looking, they would remember the night she read his message. The night that had changed everything. The night that reminded them both that timing can be imperfect, but connection is eternal. Because sometimes a